Namaste to everyone. Today's in this discussion, we are going to have a discussion on the controversial statements made by Mr. A. Raja, Member of Parliament from Tamil Nadu. So he made the statements such as Hindu religion a menace. Hinduism is a synonym to casteism. You are a sex worker's son. How many of you wish to remain untouchable? You are a Sudra till you remain Hindu. These are all sensitive issues and controversial issues which affect the sentiments of Hindus who are living not only in Tamil Nadu but entire India. I don't know why he has made such a statements. Being a parliamentarian representing the people of India in the supreme authority, he have made a controversial statement which are not acceptable for many of the people in India. Here, I would like to discuss and clarify his statements about the controversies which he had made, whether it is having any base for such a type of drastic statements he has given. He has made that Hinduism is a religion which is a menace not only for India, entire world. See, this is a vague statement, and all the statements which he has given, which generally will be given by a layman, not even a layman, these statements shows that his ignorance on the way of life we people living in India. That is the more important. Being a politician, you must have the knowledge to accommodate all the caste, all the religions together. Here, I would like to bring your kind notice. You have a confusion on Hinduism, religion, and caste. Religion is different, caste is different, and Hinduism is different. So these things you have not able to understand. All three are one. How can it be Hinduism a way of life? It is a nature gift to us. Religion is a way of belief system. And the caste is a social stratification or a group of people living together. Now, let us look into the one of the verses written by Thiruvalluvar, what he says on this type of arrogant speeches which has been given by Mr. A. Raja.
குறள் 35. அழுக்காறு அவா வெகுளி இன்னாச்சொல் நான்கும் இழுக்கா இயன்றது அறம்.
Tirukkural, Kural 35 clearly says, it is virtue when his footsteps sliding not through envy, wrath, lust, evil speech. These four man onward move in order of path. That means, one should have a good conduct. That is a fortunate, that is a virtue which is free from these four things. That is malice, unwantedly scolding and abusing, desire to acquire more wealth and different type of assets, and anger. When you are speaking or to others, you should not expose the anger, and a bitter speech. The bitter speech which you will be giving, which affects the sentiments, which is not acceptable as a human being. So, Tirukkural itself has clearly stated that these are the four things which a virtual man should not have. Then only he will become a pious man. That is the meaning of it. With this, now let us look into his first statement: Hinduism a menace. How it is a menace? Now we are going to discuss all these three separately. First, let us take up on Hinduism. Hinduism is the oldest religion in the world. It existed before any kind of scientific theory could trace the advent of mankind. So it is that eternal one. It is not a recently born, it is an eternal one. Basically, to say that Hinduism is the way of life, just not a religion. It is the way of life, not a religion. So, Hinduism considered a cosmic culture and a natural way of life. Unlike many organizations, religions, Hinduism does not have a single founder or a central religious authority. Instead, it is a diverse and inclusive tradition that has evolved originally over a millennium, embracing a vast array of beliefs and practices. Hinduism, a concept that transcends religious boundaries and encompasses a broader understanding of moral and ethical duties that are applicable to all individuals, invariably, whether it is a Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Jain, Parsi, whatever may be, whosoever may be, it is applicable for all individuals, regardless of their faith or belief. Hinduism emphasizes the eternal nature of certain principles and values that govern human conduct. It conducts the human conduct, it controls the human behavior and controls the way of life to coexist with the nature. These principles are not bound by time, place, or circumstances and considered fundamental to leading a virtuous and fulfilling life. That is the Hinduism. Here, you should not confuse. Hinduism is different, religion is different, and the caste is different. That is why I am giving you Hinduism. Now, I wanted to give you one of the best examples which I have come across when I visited United States and also when I am reading the Sanskrit Bhagavad Gita. I am referring here not Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, any saint of India. One of the nuclear physicists, his experiences with Hinduism, I will be explaining. To see, you yourself decide how great Hinduism is. The photograph which you are seeing, the scientist is Robert Oppenheimer, a German-born American nuclear scientist. He came to India, learned Sanskrit language to know about Bhagavad Gita and learned Bhagavad Gita as a leader of Manhattan Project joint work of the scientists at Los Alamos resulted in the world's first nuclear explosion near Alamogordo, New Mexico on July 16, 1945. He worked as the team leader for the testing of the nuclear explosion. While the nuclear first explosion took place, Robert Oppenheimer heard when he saw the great fireball of the Trinity test looming above him. Poetic account of Bhagavad Gita, Oppenheimer says the following famous lines. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavedyugavabuddhita Yadibhasyadrusi Sa Sadbhasastasya Mahatmanaha. This is the One of the important verses of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita told to Arjuna. Now let us look into the meaning of it. If the radiance of 1,000 suns were to burn at once into the sky, that would be like the splendor of the mighty one. Oppenheimer says, I remember the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty and to impress him, take on his multi-armed form and says, Now I am become death, the destroyers of the world. I suppose we all thought that one way or another. Why I am giving the example here? See the interest of the Oppenheimer came to India, learned Sanskrit to read Bhagavad Gita. That is the important which I want to tell you. How acculturation take place. He learned Bhagavad Gita and read the Bhagavad Gita, understand what is, and appropriate time he has used that verses. That is when the explosion took place. He has said that is the explosion, the light which came, it is equivalent to 1,000 suns light. And again he has said that Krishna has told Arjuna, you are not going to kill the people, I will kill. That is what he has told. That is why that word he has remembered, that he has said, now I become death, the destroyer of the worlds. Now you see the Oppenheimer, how he learnt the Bhagavad Gita and used the terminology at appropriate time. And another important one which I wanted to tell you is the explosion place where it took place. He called it as a trinity. That means trinity means Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. That is the greatness of Oppenheimer. It is one of the wonderful example for which tells about the greatness of Hinduism. You see the nuclear physicist, how he came all over to India, learned Sanskrit and read Bhagavad Gita. That is the greatness of Hinduism. The caste is a recent origin. If you look into the evolution of man, the evolution of man itself says that we are nature worshippers. That is sun, moon and other rocks, trees, plants and animals we used to worship. When the man developed over a period of time, started migration and development of the brain capacity, the worship has also developed. The belief system on cosmic culture has developed. The caste name came in India after Portuguese people visited in the 16th century, and the origin of the word comes from the Portuguese, that is casta, which means race or a lineage. The term was used by Portuguese to explore and traders in Indian subcontinent during 16th century to describe the complex social groups in India. That is how the caste name came to India. After the British colonization, the British administration has influenced on its dynamics in various ways. Here are some of the aspects of British role in relation to the caste system. First enumeration in 19th century they have made. This enumeration they have clearly distinguished this caste, that caste, different caste names, and they himself has fixed the hierarchy among the caste system. As it is, there was no caste system and hierarchy among the Hindu populations. And the administration policies, which is also played an important role, divide and rule. They have identified higher caste and lower caste and brought the differences between them and divided and ruled India easily. That is another one. The third one is legal codification. Legally, they have made the British Code, in certain instances, incorporated caste consideration in matters of marriage, inheritance, and the social interactions. That also played a greater role in further making worst about the caste system than educational system. The Britishers introduced a course curriculum in the schools and colleges on the caste hierarchy, caste system, judgment system, or different aspects on caste. They have brainwashed the people of India on caste system and developed a controversy and ferocious way of thinking by different caste people on each other. That is one. And employment policies is also another one. The Britishers not treated all caste people equally. They have divided the Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaisya, and Sudra, and who will be doing what. And the Sudra untouchables like this, they have classified and created a problem in India. The Britishers are the responsible for these things. So, one of the best examples I wanted to tell you here, in your constituency of Ooty, that is Nilgiris, we have a Kota tribe. The Kotas of Nilgiris, well-known tribe all over the world. The Kotas are having different occupations, that is horticulture, food gathering, hunting, pot making, ironsmiths, that is blacksmiths, and all tiles making, all type of occupational groups, that is we call presently as a caste are existing. But they doesn't have any caste system. And all are equal and all are marrying each other. That is the unique characters which existed from the time immemorial. Because these people have kept their culture integrated and without any change, because they are living in 7 villages exclusively in the Nilgiris interior areas. This is one of the best example I want to give you on caste stratification. As though they have different occupations, there is no differences of people. Each group, they will be inhabiting in one street. It is called as a Karai. I have worked among the Kota tribes. You can see my movie on Kota from YouTube. You please think of it before telling about caste. We are all one caste at the beginning of the origin of the earth. My blood, your blood, all people blood are the same, originated from one, that is Bushmen of Africa. That is my submission to you people. And the people of India should know all these things. Caste is always associated with the social structure of the society. It is not an independent one. It is a social structure of a society. For example, we have a Hindu society, Christian society, Muslim society, or Islamic society. Sometimes we can call also them as religious groups or sectarian divisions. We can find the hierarchical divisions in the caste divisions not only in Hindu society but also we can observe among the Christians and Islamic societies also. For example, among the Christians we find different hierarchical divisions such as Roman Catholics, Protestants, Orthodox Christians. These are the major sect or divisions which or further been divided into hundreds of subsects. So, don't think that Hinduism itself is having a divisions in that society, but Christians also having a divisions. For example, I have been to Dalhousie University for teaching for 5 years summer courses in Halifax, Canada, where my students took me to the place of the people who have died in the Titanic shipwreck. There he has shown me that some of the sectarian divisions clearly demarcated in the burial ground. So the death bodies belong to one sect has been buried separately and another sect is buried separately. Their burial ground is also different. And also I have observed among the Christians, the different sectarian level people, they won't visit the churches of others. That is the important one which I have observed in Canada and also in Indian churches. Don't you think this is also a caste type of system exist among the Christian society? The sectarian level, that is, group level is very rigid and strong, especially in Kerala and South Tamil Nadu. All these divisions are endogamous in nature. They won't marry. It is almost we can on par with the caste, we can compare the Christian subdivisions also. That is which I wanted to bring you to your notice before commenting on Hindu religion or Hindu caste system. I feel myself as an anthropologist, we can equate these divisions among Christians also as caste divisions. So, caste system is not only existing in Hindus, but also it exists among the and also the Christians. One important thing I wanted to mention here is, as though Hindus have different hierarchical divisions, that is caste divisions, they will go to the temple, all of them, and worship together. That is the integrity of Hindus. Whatever caste he may be, now they are going and worshipping in the temple together. But whereas in Christians, they won't go. They will be having their own churches separately for their worship. Have you observed this type of things which I wanted to ask you people? There is no need to compare or criticize any caste or any religion. That is my intention. This is all political motivated and taking the people in a wrong direction. So, when you are speaking on a specific sensitive issue, you must think twice whether it has to be true or not. Without verification, without thing, you are requested not to speak. I would like to clarify here, we are all one, belong to one family. Don't create problems among the Hindus and Christians. That is my submission. Now, let us discuss on religion. Religion is a systematic belief and practices found in every culture of the society. We can define religion as a complex system of beliefs, practices, rituals, symbols, and social institutions that are culturally constructed and shared by a group of people. Anthropologically, we can say, as a discipline, seeks to understand and analyze the diverse ways in which humans across different societies and cultures engage with the sacred and or divine. So that means it is religion is not only concerned with the Hinduism, it is concerned with almost all the religions: Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, Islam, whatever may be the religion, they have their own way of belief system and practices which will be having, that group will be having a different practices and rituals which will be worshipped by different ways. Hindus worship ideal worship, different performing of rituals and using different symbols. It may be animate or inanimate, whatever may be. It may be anthropomorphic also. So it differs from one to another. And social institutions. Here you should not confuse religion, caste, and Hinduism one and the same. Hinduism totally different from caste system. Hinduism a way of life, nature worshipping. Don't mix up Hinduism with caste. I think your statement you have given together that Hindu caste system. Hindus doesn't have a caste system at all. Hindu is a nature, the way of life. The concept of religion is totally different from the concept of caste system and also Hinduism. Caste is a collection of families or a group of families bearing a common name, claiming a common descent, and following the same hereditary calling or a profession. Each of these group is but a unit of an organized whole. Each is separate from every other. There is no common tribe or caste or any other organization. Here you must understand is a group of families living together with a common name and a common descent, that hereditary from a folklore, folk culture, how they have got the origin like this. It is attached with the folk culture for every caste, every lineage, and following a different type of professions within among them, like quota tribes of Nilgiris. Each of these groups is but a unit of organization as whole. So all these people, group of people, will be belong to one organization. And another important one is this group is an endogamous in nature, that they won't marry outside their group. And it has been divided into number of clans that we call as gotras. Each gotra people belong to brothers and sisters. They won't marry within the gotra, they will be marrying outside the gotra. So we should understand caste is an endogamous group. My submission is don't give hate speeches like this without understanding of the concepts of Hinduism or Christianity or any other religion. You must understand about the religions. You must read the Hindu Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Bible, Quran. All these texts you should read. Then only you can able to understand what is the religion, what is the concept of caste, what is the concept of religion. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Don't speak, please, as a layman. It shows your ignorance. I hope you have understood now the concepts of Hinduism, casteism, and religion. These are all totally different. Now let us discuss on the controversial issues Who is menace, whether Hinduism or Christianity, to the nation and also to the world? To my knowledge, not Hinduism. They are peace lovers. They are purely depending on nature way of life. They coexist with the nature for the sustainable development. Whereas if you look into the Christians, I am not telling about all the people which is happening in world present day. The root cause of Cold War in Afghanistan, who is responsible? The rise of Osama bin Laden, who is responsible? And the present war between Russia and Ukraine, who is responsible? And the present war again Israel and Palestinian, who is responsible for this? Now tell me, who is created the problems in the world? Who is menace for the world itself? You know, I am leaving it to you. Who is a menace? Whether Hinduism or Christians. So don't make the statements, drastic statements, which I request you. And the problems of you and me are all together from one family. The blood which I am having is also the blood you are having. People may be thinking differently, higher and lower. It is wrong. In anthropologically, we are all one. To be frank with you, to further explain, the Christian missionaries, the first came to India before colonial period in the 4th century with Thomas, which is now called as Thomas Mount. The Britishers officially permitted the Christian missionaries to come to India in 1813. They have entered into the Saharia tribal people to convert in Bihar. You know, I have worked among the Saharia people. You can see my movie, documentary film on Saharias in the YouTube channel. They have bought forest policies not to enter into the territories. They have throw them grazing lands out of the boundaries, and they have named some of the tribals as ex-criminal tribes. They have divided in India the Christian missionaries. Don't you think Christian missionaries are responsible present day menace in the world? Almost all the problems which are creating in the world are the Christian missionaries. Otherwise, almost all the people in the universe living happily together. Another statement which you have given is you are an untouchable till you remain a Hindu. So it sounds clearly that you wanted to convert all the people of India into Christians. What is this statement? That means if I convert into Christians, there is no problem of untouchability. See, this is not worth speaking. As an academician, I feel I got hurt. I have respect to you. But this type of hate speeches instigates the people. Today you are okay. Tomorrow, over a period of time, it will rupture and you will collapse in the political system. That is what Tirukural says. You read Tirukural verses on political system, about his words on political system, then you can able to understand how a politician has to speak and be with the people. That is more important. That you must learn from Tirukural. So it is necessary. Don't speak like this. Another important statement I wanted to give you is S.M. Shaw, a renowned social scientist, what he said about the caste. Caste as a system has already used to extinct what is seen only caste is an identity. That means he says caste system is already gone. Now it is exist as a identity for their social institution. For the marriage and rituals, certain aspects only caste system is existing. Most of the places the caste system has gone. By way of speaking, you are talking again the caste system and the caste problems rises up. What has happened in Bihar? They have caste enumeration has taken place. It is all politically motivated. Now let us say Rajesh Kothari, what he says about the caste system. Vote bank politics has led to politicize the caste. It is one of the best example. What you are doing is for vote bank. See, there are many ways to get the vote bank. Many ways to get. I have a wide experience among the Nilgiris. I have worked more than 3 years for doing research among the tribals and castes of Nilgiri Hills. You take the Todas, they have the grazing problem. You solve those problems. You take the Kotas, they have the problems of infertility. You take the Kottanayakan, many of them you see here, infertility women. The sex ratio is coming down. The population is coming down. You take the Irulas of Nilgiris, the tea estate people not allowing them to go into their own hamlets. There are several problems. You take the Badagas, they are not able to market, they are not able to sell their tea, coffee, and also vegetables. You take the problems which are existing in Nilgiri Hills. You be a role model for the development of the Nilgiri Hills so that you can, on that basis, your constituency becomes a role model for entire Tamil Nadu, entire India. So it will attract the votes. You will get the votes. So this is the vote bank politics. Not criticizing, commenting on any religion or caste. That is my submission to you. Another important controversial statement which you have made is you are a sex worker's son. That means non-Christian Sudras, all are sex workers. You know how much population in India having Sudras and how many of them are in Tamil Nadu belong to Sudras. 83% of the population in Tamil Nadu belong to Sudras. I am a Sudra. That means I am a sex worker's son. What you are talking? Except Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishya, these three groups, all other sex workers, son, a drastic statement you are giving. Before you are converted into Christian, you are also Hindu. You are also belong to a certain group. And the same blood, the Sudra I am having, you are also having. Before you converting into Christian, that means you are also a son of a sex workers. It means we are all sex workers, sons, children. Say whatever you are speaking, it is applicable to you and also for me. Canada and USA, they are the Christians. They asked me, Professor Naidu, Indian people are belong to sex workers' children. See, it is a shame for all of us. Please God's sake, nature's sake, you don't speak such a type of speeches. And according to the documents before 1913, British missionaries coming officially to India, we are all our Sudras. You know, we are all our Sudras, except the Aryans, that is, who are inhabiting in North India. All South Indians are Dravidians. I am a Dravidian, proud Dravidian, I am telling you. I am a proud Dravidian. I respect all religions. I visit churches. I visit temples. I visit mosque, Jainism, Jain mandirs, Buddhist temples. I have no difference about the religions. Recently, I have visited Baha'is temple in Wilmette, Chicago, United States. This temple is world famous. It has been depicted almost all the religions are one. There is no religion, there is no controversy at all if you go into that temple and see there. There is no God, there is no idol, nothing is there. I think you can see here. It is a nature, open place. You can worship, you can sit there and worship as a Hindu, as a Christian, as a Jain or a Muslim. And it has been given the notings over there before the reception that all religions are the same. See the greatness of the philosophers who is thinking widely. In the philosophical way you think, you attract the people, philosophical way, not to politicize the issues based on the small issues. That is why I am requesting the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Stalin ji, please, you are the head of the state. Without your knowledge, it is not permissible to speak like this. I will give you one of the verses tells about the role of a king, that is, head of a state or a country, how he should be, how he should control his people, and how generous he should be. Please hear these verses of Tirukural.
குறள் 386. காட்சிக்கெளியன் கடுஞ்சொல்லன் அல்லனேன் மீக்கூறும் மன்னன் நிலம்.
The Tirukural verses 386 says, where is a king easy to assess, where no harsh words repels, that land's high praise every subject swells. It means, the whole world will exalt the country of the king who is easy of access and who is free from harsh languages. So, Tirukural clearly says, don't use harsh words. So, these harsh words definitely hurt the party. Whatever may be you ask them, speak good, do social welfare to the people, serve the people, develop the economy, and ask them to go to their constituencies, serve the people, and know the problems and issues which are existing over there. That should be the main, not conducting a meetings and press people and talking all these things, which has already explained how Periyar has spoken about the temples and rituals and statues. And you see here, our Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, he himself has visited Murugan temple, keeping a veil in his hand. It symbolizes he will rule, all are equal. There is no distinction between caste or creed or economic classifications. Sir, I request you, please control your party workers not to speak against any religion or any caste or any other issues which hurts the sentiments of the people of India and Tamil Nadu especially. That is my submission. Otherwise, Periyar's vision has failed because of his controversial statements on temples, rituals, and other issues. And Annadurai and the great Karunanidhi has distanced themselves with the Periyar and established a new party, that is Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. So, I request you, please do this needful. On behalf of all Hindus, I request you. Tirukural clearly says the role of king, how he has to take up, and how he has to be with the people.
குறள் 388. முறை செய்து காப்பாற்றும் மன்னவன் மக்களுக்கு இறை என்று வைக்கப்படும்.
It means the gods remain and justice strict maintains. That king as a good warrior, subject to people reigns. It means we can explain that king who will be esteemed a god among men, who performs his own duties and protects his people, he will be acclaimed, he will be renowned, he will be praised, and he will rule for longer time. That is the meaning of it. So, a king has to perform his duties and his dharmas equally from all the castes and all the creeds. That is the essence of this Tirukural verses. And another one which I want to give you, the important verses of Tirukural is
குறள் 387. இன்சொலால் ஈந்தளிக்க வல்லார்க்கு தன் சொலால் தான் கண்டனித்தி உலகு.
Tirukural, Kural 387 clearly tells that with a pleasant speech, who gives and guards with a powerful liberal hand, he sees the world obedient to his command. Which means the world will praise and submit itself to the mind of the king, who is able to give with affability and to protect all who come to him. That means, people of Tamil Nadu voted for you. You are victoriously elected as a chief minister of Tamil Nadu. Sir, it is your duty to control these hate speeches. And pleasant speeches is necessary. I request, there is a need to revive entire your organization, eliminating the different people who are misguiding the party leaders and party workers. You bring a new wave of change in your policies and also in your people's speeches. What to speak, what not to speak. See, 83% of the people are Hindus inhabiting in Tamil Nadu. Without their votes, how you become a chief minister? Sir, I am sorry to say, you please control this issue. It may be political, but you are already doing good dharma in the state. Please keep maintaining that dharma. Otherwise, what happened to Periyar, it may also happen to you also, for your government also, in the coming years. If not today, tomorrow it will happen. Because Most of them are Hindus inhabiting in Tamil Nadu and also in India. Please have a good panel of advisors for on these issues. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this speech. If there is any mistakes which I have spoken, please excuse me. Forgive me. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all. If you like this speech, forward it to your friends and your group people. Please subscribe this channel to know more about Indian culture, that is living cultures of India. Thank you very much.